Hey everybody, it's Tuesday the 11th. Just want to give you a quick idea here that I'm looking at on the long side. This is a company here is called MedAssets. MDAS is the symbol, and you can see here on the weekly time frame. Looks like they came public back in December, and since it's come public, here's the volume weighted average price. Since it broke down, volume weighted average price right there. So on average, the long participant is making money in this idea. If we take a look at the daily time frame, you can see here that it's been kind of grinding higher in here recently, but it's right up to this level, just under the $20 level. That's such a big number on the weekly time frame. So we can see here that this $20 level, just above where we are right now. It's not quite 20, but right here at this area. Getting above, if the stocks had break out here, then I think we could see the stock quickly jump a couple dollars actually. And in particular, if you look at a couple of the fundamental events here, yes, fundamentals. The company just reported earnings on today. So they came out and the company did 17 cents a share. The estimate was for them to earn 11 cents a share. So all the estimates, the analysts who follow the company, were expecting them to do 11 cents a share in profits, but they did 17 cents, and they did that versus 15 cents a share last year on a sales increase of 37%. So they're selling more stuff, obviously. The revenues are up 37%. They're making more money than they did last year, 17 cents versus 15 cents last year, and they're making more money than the analysts expected them to in a tough economy. So you look at the chart once again and you see that it's been kind of choppy in here. If we look at the 10-minute time frame, it gapped lower, it's recovered somewhat. I think it's a good long right in here, maybe up to as high as, let's say, just because this is intraday, I don't know when you guys are going to get it, but I'd say between $19.40 to $19.60 is where we could buy this stock. Initially, we want to put our stop at about 1905. So 1905, that's if it gets back below this little pullback low right in here. So again, it's been a choppy stock. One thing I don't like a lot about this is the average daily volume is just 357,000 shares. So it's pretty thinly traded. Don't go wild in terms of the number of shares that you buy. I think that if it takes out yesterday's high in particular at 1975, that's where it could really get going. And what we're seeing in here is actually a battle of that the short sellers are waging, because if you look at the short interest, just April 30th, we had 1.2 million shares. Now, as of July 15th, we're up to 4 million shares. So even between, we've gone from 1.5 million to 4 million shares. So it's more difficult for them to cover those shares because the average daily volume is light. So the light volume is a positive in terms of if it gets moving, but if the stock drops back down, then it can be a roach motel, easy to get in, difficult to obviously to get out. So 2.5 million shares short over the last since June 15th to July 15th. So if we take a look at the range in there from June 15th right about here to July 15th, which would be right here. Now we're going to take the volume weighted average price in that time and see that the average short sale was made right here at about $18.66. So looks like the shorts are kind of losing this battle for now. We've got let's look at the 5-minute time frame again. You can see how choppy it is. Let's widen that range. Actually, let's adjust that range to $19.30 to $19.50. That's where I think we can buy this stock. And again, I think the stop should go below this level right here. Okay, so right at about $19.05 looks reasonable to me. It's pulling back on lighter volume than it rallied on here initially. As far as where we are in relation to the daily VWAP, we're still above that. So I think that this looks like a good, safe play. Again, don't go wild with the number of shares because it is thinly traded. And if you really want to wait a day, if you don't want to put something on at this time of the day, or maybe wait for the upward momentum, then I think taking out the high from yesterday at 1974, that's where it could really get going. And then I think these short sellers would start to feel a lot of that pain. And we had again, we had good revenues, we had good earnings. So fundamentally, it looks like a company that growth funds or whatever would buy. And anyways, I will stop talking so I can get this out to you guys, and you have time to act upon.